What it do, y'all? What it do, man? What it do? What it do, man? Tell me what happening, man. Y'all know how we coming. Straight from the heart and straight to your soul. Y'all already know what it is. You already know what's going on with it. Postman had a effing microphone, but we having a few technical difficulties, so we ain't gonna trip about that. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get that straight the next episode. But yeah, so check this out. Today, we're gonna be talking about alchemy. Alchemy, you dig what I'm saying? Which is an art that I feel like we practice all the time. We do it on our everyday life, but we probably don't even pay close attention to it because it happens so fluidly and it happens so smoothly that we don't even take time and take the attention to really dissect what's going on. So we're gonna get straight into it. So check this out. So I'm gonna first give you the definition of what alchemy even means, because a lot of people probably not familiar with this term. A lot of people is familiar with this term, but some may not exactly have a concrete definition or a meaning to what this word entails. So got y'all, this is why I come into play, this is why I do my thing. So alchemy, this is the Merriam-Webster definition. Then I'm gonna give you the spiritual aspect. But from the dictionary definition, alchemy is a medieval chemical science and speculative philosophy aiming to achieve the transmutation of the base metals into gold, the discovery of a universal cure for disease, and discovery of a means of indefinitely prolonging life. And so I'm going to give you the spiritual definition, then we're going to get into it. So spiritually, it's a 7-stage process of spiritual renewal, and it's a whole transformation pretty much within your whole character, in your spiritual space, in your emotional space. However, plenty of ways it's going to resonate. But it's all to do with the intentions to obtain the philosopher's stone or the elixir of life. So essentially what alchemy is turning the bad into the good, the ugly into the beautiful. You know, we not heard the saying, when life give you lemons, you make lemonade. That's essentially what that meaning is referring to. It's referring to the process of alchemy. Alchemizing your situation from turning that dirt to diamonds, from turning rags to riches, from turning lead to gold. So in life, oftentimes when we go through some of our darkest storms, we feel like it's over with. We feel like it's just end of the ball game, end of the discussion. The whole time, that's actually the beginning to a new beginning. A lot of times we feel as if we done reached a dead end, or if we in a chaotic period, we think everything that we've been working towards is gonna come falling down. In actuality, all it is fertilizer for our soil. And I'm gonna say this real quick too. We all the time we want to get instantly gratified, but think about the process when it comes to a plant or a garden or vegetables. Think about when they have to culminate and grow on the ground. We can't see exactly what's going on in their soil and their dirt, but we know within 6 to 7 months, whatever the time frame may be, we know if we planted some oranges, we even planted some zucchini, some cucumber, some green, whatever. We know after a while it's going to eventually rise and sprout up ground from the work that we've been putting in for the past few months. So what you're doing ultimately is planting that seed. Whenever you're going through your hardest times, whenever you're going through your most challenging times, that's an indicator that you're finna reach your breakthrough. That means the times finna, I ain't gonna say it's just gonna be easy, lollipops and cupcakes, all that. I ain't gonna say that. But your situation is gonna most definitely make a turn for the best. All for your improvement, all for your self-enhancement, all to get you ahead in the process in which you are currently undergoing. So never think that you failing, or never think that you ain't good enough, or don't ever feel like it ain't nothing that you can't overcome, because the Most High, He gonna always give you something or place you in a circumstance that's supposed to extract the greatness out of you. He trying to see, okay, I know what I put inside you, I know what you made of, but do you know what you made of? Because I can tell you all day long, I can say this, I can say that, I can preach till the choir come home, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, if you're not actually coming into that self-realization to know, man, what I'm going through, it don't really dictate who I am as a person, as a man, as a woman, as a husband, wife, brother, sister, whatever you may be, whatever role you serve. You don't let your situation, don't let that jeopardize what's meant for you, what's made for you, what God got in store for you. You know what I'm saying? And this is His promise. He already made the promise. It's already set in stone. It's already destined. We just gotta walk in our knowing, and that's where we come into a standstill on the account of our faith with, of course, ourselves, but if you having trouble or you doubting yourself, then in a sense you doubt the Most High, because He the one that give you that supreme favor to even carry out all your goals and ideas, and aspirations and dreams. So He placing that dream or that vision inside of you for a reason, because you're the vessel that's supposed to light the way. You know what I'm saying? You supposed to real deal be that one that have people thinking, wow, if he could do it, I know I can do it. You the motivation, you the inspiration. A lot of people model their whole business concepts. They model their way of carrying themselves, of conducting themselves after you, because you are the blueprint. You feel me? All those hard times, everything that you've been through. I know you've been through hell and back. Homie, I done shit. I'm right here with you. I got the t-shirt. I took a picture with the nigga, with the devil. You know what I'm saying? I know how it is. I know how it get. I know what up with you, but I'm still here to tell the story. I'm still here another day. And that's what you got to realize. You can't have no testimony without no test. And if you know, like I know, homie, sister girl, baby girl, life gonna throw all type of tests at you. Were you ready for it or not? Were you prepared for it, or were you unprepared? It ain't like in a regular scholastic or academic setting where, the teacher, class, we got the exam number 2 coming up next week. I'm gonna give y'all the study guide. Nah, hell nah, this ain't how shit, no, this ain't how life work. We ain't got no pass out manual, we ain't got no guide. We all navigating this by ourselves at the end of the day. So any gems or any wisdom, any knowledge that you can pick up along your way, that you can not only use for yourself, but you could transport onto other people and influence them to do better for their life or change their whole situation, then do so. This is what we're here for. We're here to shake up the whole paradigm. We're here to shift the paradigm. You know what I'm saying? We ain't average. We're not typical. We're not regular. So back to the message. I'm going to give y'all a few books I recommend that's in tandem with the topic of the day with Alchemy. So obviously, my first pick is going to be The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. I hope I'm pronouncing the name right. But that's one of my favorite books I've read so far. And it's metaphorical, but once you gain an understanding, and understanding of the concept in which it is actually looking to explain, you think, wow, okay, it ain't nothing but it's symbolism. It just, all it is symbolism. It's all it is. It's all it is. So some things, we don't need to take literal, but look at the spiritual side of it. Look at the transformation, the transmutation that's taking place throughout this whole process from turning that lead to gold. You know what I'm saying? Another book I would recommend is The Black Sun by Stanton Marley. A lot of these books you can also check out for, you can do it on the audio version as well. I don't know if y'all like audio books. I like audio books, but I prefer to read if I'm able to read myself, putting that work. And then lastly, I'm going to say The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra. That's one of my favorite ones as well. One of my top favorites. Like I say, really has caused me to, it ignited a fire inside me for to want to really do something different about my situation, for to really take myself more seriously than when I've been taking myself. So I recommend you check out those books that I just suggested for you. Do your own research, highlight. I love to highlight, take notes, do little subtitles, whatever it takes for me to go back and always let whatever, because it's so many chapters in these books, and it flows in a way that you would think is like well, I said it was symbolic, so you can say it like a fairy tale or whatever, but it's real life. The central meaning of it is real life. That's reality. So once you grasp it and you apply it, it's gonna make all the difference. I promise you. Promise. So now let's break down what the word means. Not even as for like a dictionary definition of what we just discussed, but from at a etymological standpoint. And for y'all who don't know, etymology is the study of words and the origins of words. So the English language have been tampered with and misconstrued through centuries and centuries and centuries. So it's very crucial that you actually get to the root of certain words, what they mean, why they came about, what year they came about in the English language, and learning that this actually is what they call witchcraft or casting spells. That's all you doing. Why you think in grammar, when you write in cursive, what I call cursive writing, you casting spells. But that's a whole other comment for another day too. But yeah, back to the etymology. So alchemy. So let's break down the root word chem. So chem, it really means black. Yeah, it really means black. So anytime you hit chem or any variations of that word, cam, ham, it all referring to chem, which means black. But Kemet, ancient Kemet, that was the name for ancient Egypt. And Kemet, when you break it down, it means the land of the black earth or black soil or black, just period, just black. And it's not only referring to the pigment of one's skin tone or one's ethnic identity, but it's referring to the fertile soil and the land that's in the Nile Delta. Why you think back in Egypt they were able to have some luscious eucalyptus plants and they were using papyrus to write on because they had such luscious soil and they had the proper environment to raise all these plants and herbs and useful things that was a part of civilization. But yeah, overall though, it would translate to the Egyptian art. So it's all referring to ancient Egypt. But that's what they practiced back in those days, was alchemy. Whether it was literally turning lead to gold, whether it was turning a dark situation into a more lighter situation, whatever it may be, they understood the basis of what this whole word entails and what it means. So that's my whole advice to y'all today, man. Y'all need to work at becoming an alchemist. Don't complain and cry about your situation. Shit, make the best out of it. Is what you're going through it for. We going through all these struggles and turmoil, and we go through these storms. So when we get to the other side, then we see the sun shining, we see the sunflowers blooming, we see the birds singing. We'll have internal and external appreciation for what it feels like to really know what God's grace is. You get what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna hold y'all too long, you know. If I could, I'd go for a whole nother hour, you know what I'm saying? But I got a life just like y'all got a life. I got more business to handle, more business to stand on. But yeah, we're gonna keep it pushing, though. We're gonna keep it rocking. I got y'all again for the next episode. This should be episode 6. I got episode 5, but it's more so the audio edition. It's the audio version. This is really like the first podcast type of situation that I'll tell y'all how we're gonna do. But yeah, I'm telling y'all, man, it's very important for to be in tune with yourself, with the Most High, most importantly, with the universe, is with your own spirit, with your soul. It tells so much once you gain that actual relationship with yourself. Because who else gonna know yourself besides yourself? Who gonna know you better than that? I hope ain't nobody else that can know you better than yourself or can tell you more about yourself than you. Because if that's the case, that's a major problem. That means we need to do some deep soul searching. We need to come to the revelation of self-actualization of who we are. You know what I'm saying? We royalty, we kings, we queens. You did. So once you actually understand it and you know who you are and whose you are, oh yeah, the game over with, and they know that. They already know that. So Y'all just keep rocking with me. I promise I got y'all with more music, more podcast, more interviews, everything. We just gonna keep it straight good. We gonna keep it straight real. You know, as always, ain't nothing changed. Coming straight from the heart, straight to the soul. And that I know it. I already know it. You ain't gotta tell me. I ain't gotta front. You ain't gotta stunt. I know it. You dig what I'm saying? But yeah, man, y'all have a blessed day. Whoever I may be engaging with right now, whoever I may be touched, or whoever may be inspired by what I'm telling you, I'm praying that I'm adding fuel to your fire in a positive way. I'm praying that I'm leaving an influence and an impact to make you want to get up and become your family's first billionaire. I don't even want to say millionaire. We ain't gonna even limit ourselves that much. We billionaire, trillionaires. You know what I'm saying? We're on a whole other wavelength, we're on a whole other frequency. So if you rock with me, if you resonate with what I'm saying, then let me know something, you know. Yeah, we just gonna keep spreading the love, spreading the knowledge, you know. We're gonna keep this thing going. So yeah, y'all stay blessed, man. Y'all take care of yourselves, take care of those around you. Make sure you're planning with strategy. Make sure you ain't out here moving on impulse. This is how you end up in effed up situations. And sometimes it's irreversible. You can't get yourself out of it. You know, you get yourself in the jam and you think, man, I can just wiggle my nah, and I ain't gonna have in some situations. But just learn to alchemize any of your situations. Whether you are going through financial hardship, you may be struggling in your relationship, you may be having health issues, whatever it may be, however it applies to you. Just take the grand message to understand it ain't the end. You going through what you're going through for a much greater purpose. The Most High probably using you in order to be a walking testament of how magnificent and how powerful He is. So that way, when someone else come across that same issue or problem or challenge that you've been facing, they can refer to you as the blueprint or as the guide. You dig what I'm saying? But yeah, though, man, we finna get up out of here. I'm feeling good, feeling lovely, you know what I'm saying? This unreleased sweater by Fleur. Y'all know how we come, y'all know how we ride. Yeah. But yeah, man, stay blessed, take care of yourself from the heart to the soul.